This is a tutorial on how to use vinyl for t-shirts. Okay, and you can see the difference is this has got a very shiny side to it, okay, versus the other side is dull. So this is how to actually use the vinyl sign cutter and Cut Studio to create stickers or t-shirts, okay, with this material. So to start off with, let's go to the software, and I'm just going to write the word test. Okay, and I'm not really worried about size net yet, but the one key thing is if you're going to make a t-shirt, you have to mirror the text, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to go to Object and then Mirror. So that's my first step. That's what I actually want to cut out. Now the next step is going to the vinyl sign cutter and setting it up. So again, here's the material. It's shiny on one side, okay, and if I just go like this, you know, you can see that's the shiny side because it's reflecting. That's the dull side. So the dull side goes up, okay, and the shiny side goes down. So I'm going to put the material in here, and you can see that right here there is a roller, and there's the other roller at the very back here as well. Okay, these rollers have to be in the white, so there's a white spot right up top here, and there's another white spot there. These rollers have to be in that. As well as those rollers being in that white spot, the material you're using has to cover this eye right here. And this eye senses where the actual material is. There's also an eye at the back. So I put the material in, and I cover the eye. I ensure that this roller is in the white area, and I move this other roller over a tiny bit. Whoops, right there. And once that's done at the back, I pull up the handle and lock it in place. Now, the next thing is on the screen right here. You can see Select Sheet and its roll. I want to change that to Piece. So I just arrow down once to Piece. Then I just hit Enter, and you'll watch the machine move over. Here it's going to grab sense material, pull it back and forward, and set up for actually cutting. You can notice the sensor here now isn't covered. So once the material passes the sensor, it just automatically goes back a little bit. Okay, so now that's set up. You'll notice on the screen, this material size is only 3.8 by 3.1. Okay, back to my software. Under File, Cutting Setup, I have to select the printer that I'm using. So in this case, I'm selecting the Roland GX24, or maybe on your machine it might say Vinyl Sign Cutter. Okay, next I go to Properties. In Properties, I'm just going to change the units to inches so you see how this works. Defaulted right now is 23 inches by 63 inches. If I go Get from Machine, you're going to notice that 3.8 by 3.1 now matches up what the machine is. Right? There's my 3.8 by 3.1. I know the machine and the software are talking together. Okay, I just hit OK, OK again, and what's going to happen is the screen size or the paper size is going to change to what's actually in the machine. So now I can take this word test and I can put it on. Oh, it doesn't fit. So I either got to do one of two things. If I want it exactly the size, get a bigger piece of material. If I'm okay with making it a bit smaller, I'm just going to drag it a bit smaller so it fits on. Now, if it's up here, there's this Move to Origin I can click on, and it just puts it right down to the origin, and guaranteed it will cut out. It's right at the edge there. The other thing I can do is hit Fit. It just fits it to the screen a bit so you can see it. So I'm ready to cut. I either have the option of just pressing Cutting here or going File, Cutting. I'm not printing, so you never use the word print in this program. Okay, so cutting, and I just hit OK. And now what it's doing, if I go back to the machine, you can see it moving around. It's cutting the letters out. And again, they are mirrored for a reason, and I'll show you why. So we'll just let that finish. I can on the machine, if it's going too fast, I can actually slow it down up here. Right now it is traveling at 3 centimeters per second. If it's not cutting as well, or as deep, or deep enough, I can change this force. Right now it's set to 140. Okay, so it's now done. I will undo the back so I can slide it out easily. You'll notice it says Sheet Unloaded now. If I want to just get back to the main menu, I just hit Menu once, and it goes back. Okay. Now, all you do is you pick the material away, and what I'm doing right now is I just started at the corner, okay, and you can see it, and I'm just going to grab, and this material pulls quite nicely. I can actually pull quite fast, and eventually you're going to see the word test here. Okay, now, I pulled it from the back side, okay, and I'll just grab the letter E out of here so you can see it almost done. I'll just grab the center of the E out and pull that out. So it was cut that way, right, in the machine. The problem is you want to be able to see this on the t-shirt. So what you do is when you go to put it on a t-shirt is you flip it around and now you have it right side. So we will just put that onto the t-shirt like that. It actually sticks lightly, and then it's just a matter of taking that to the heat press, and that will be a separate tutorial. So that concludes how to set up and use the vinyl sign cutter for using t-shirt material or t-shirt vinyl.